in this kind of area against players the level of ExpecT. In the top right, though, it is the man of the hour. Can he Dark Horse himself into a victory? That's what we're all here to find out today. This is ExpecT.
In the bottom left-hand side, the Protoss player going for a very early scout. It's nice.
It's nice.
And hasn't lost to ExpecT since 2017.
Woo.
And the qualifiers leading into WCS Montreal back then. So it's been a while. It's definitely been a dominant run for Nice. Of course, that's kind of around the time when Nice started to ascend to an entirely different level of skill, execution, and just became so damned good. And I like the safety of sending a probe out just to scout early on, get a little bit of harassment, get in ExpecT's face. ExpecT here is not opting to scout, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a Marine into Reactor. He's been favoring that opening a lot.
Yeah, a lot of Terrans at the moment are really enjoying this style on the Korean ladder as well. Just cutting the Reaper, relying on the SCV for information, and then just using that extra bit of gas that you save from not making the Reaper to get the factory a little bit quicker while expanding.
Oh, this probe is rampaging,
yeah,
dude. What a marauder.
Is very annoying. that probe is a Maverick Renegade, man. That thing's it doesn't play by the rules.
Command center does go down there. Marine is almost out. Nice has gone Cybercore before Nexus, so we'll be able to get some adepts across this map quite quickly. But doesn't start probes till now. So, I mean, Nice is a little slow on the probe production in the second gas buy, and it got a bit carried away with the probe micro. It's an acceptable opening, but no quick tech or anything like that. And I have a feeling it'll probably just be a straight up... Oh, I was going to say Twilight Blink opening. I really thought is what he'd do, but he's not making Warp Gate for a few seconds, and that always makes me think about Stargate being on the menu.
Just about to have that 100 gas, so let's see if he goes to the Twilight or if he just waits for the extra 50 and goes to Stargate.
Oh, this is interesting. Second barracks into factory. Wow. Okay, so it's going to get some tech out. Could be
a 2-1-1 maybe.
Yeah, it might be a starportless tank push as well. So it could actually be like one of these builds where you just build tanks off the factory, and you also get like combat shields or like stim then shields, and then you'll add a third barracks eventually. But the idea is you just stay 2 gas and you just do like a big old bunker push, right? So that's definitely something which like something like XY we casting next week in China is very capable of doing. This adept here microing really well, does take out a Marine, keeps itself alive. Nicely done. Good trade so far by Nice, who goes Twilight Council into the Robo behind it.
Indeed. Adept shading in ahead of schedule, just having a look at what's happening in Terranville. Sees the bunker, sees what's by the barracks there. Most Terrans going to keep their, the more important juicy technology, the more important information hidden away from that barracks, unless they have to switch over the add-ons. But we're seeing that the hand of ExpecT still being hidden here, and he is blindly going into the Cyclone again, but with stim on that second barracks. So lots of Marine production, Cyclone behind this. And it took ExpecT a little bit to get his second gas as well. So I'm still wondering what the plan is here for ExpecT, if he's going to try and hit some kind of stim like Cyclone Bust, or if he's just going to use the Marines for a little bit of map control and just take a third. It's kind of hard to know at this point.
I would prefer siege tanks to Cyclones. If you've already got this much Marine production, I don't think you really need to worry about Oracle harassment, which is the only reason I think you really want the Cyclone. Tank's just a better unit otherwise. Only costs, 25 more gas, and it packs, obviously, a much bigger punch. That being said, third barracks, engineering bay, and still non-stop SCV, so it doesn't have to be a giant commitment by any means from ExpecT. And Nice, in fact, is going for what appears to be 4-gate blink. So Nice is actually going to be taking the fight across the map to ExpecT early on. And, I mean, that's so good at shutting down 2 base pushes. It's actually a good idea here that ExpecT has slowed things down a little bit, and he's going to let his army grow in size.
Is this 3-gate or 4? I didn't see the gateway count here.
Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
The 4th is transforming right now, so that's why it showed
right.
just there.
Okay, yeah. Good old-fashioned 4-gate blink with the Prism. Very nasty build, very, very powerful, especially when you don't have the bunker in the main or any tanks. It's very, very brutal. So, we'll see how this goes for ExpecT. I'm kind of feeling like, at least on paper, it's not looking super great. It's because of his unit choice.
Yeah, I mean, the bio's good. Bio's got good numbers. Stim is finished, so you blink in there, you might just get hammered by a quick stim and a jump and dive on the Stalkers.
Yeah,
so
Marauders too.
Yeah, I don't think you really want to overcommit. I mean, Nice has already got the third gas. He's adding more probes. He's going to go take his Nexus. I think he's seeing that number of bio and going, yeah, let's not mess around with that. I think he'll do the drop in the main, and he'll just look to pick off SCVs while attacking the bunker in the natural.
And the Cyclone's on patrol here, ready for that War Prism. There's not enough space for the map for the War Prism to go past the Cyclone without getting locked onto, so you see ExpecT prioritizing the natural defense here, but pulling those units in the main for a big stim.
Oh, man. Uh-oh, get on out. Get on out! Oh, no! Ooh.
Big catch.
Get off my porch, you dirty Protoss. That is a big pickup for ExpecT, dude. He's immediately going to drop out the left side, but I think it's going to get spotted. Oh, wait, no, the unit that was over there pulls back here to the front. Oh my god, the drop paused just by chance. Then he tells it to go out just as the Stalker pulls back. He missed spotting the drop, did Nice. And that's such a great way to do this, rather than trying to just push through the Stalkers. You give Nice the impression that you're still just sitting there defensive. And he doesn't push in, but the Cyclone kills another Stalker. This is going so well for ExpecT right now. Nice is realizing he's so behind that he has to just mass army on 2 base. He can't afford to commit to any more economy because he's already lost so much of his map control by losing those Stalkers.
Yeah, Nice has played a very sloppy game here for game number 1. And ExpecT is punishing that. The double drop in the main is going to be huge. This big bench like this is completely unscouted. He's going to get right on top of that mineral line, and I hope he just unloads all these pros, because he's going to get quite a few here by the looks of things.
If he focuses that battery down, then that'll be huge, and he will. There is a Colossus here, and his Marines are up front, so that's a bit of a problem. No combat shields, Colossus Zealot slays the Marines.
Oh yeah.
So unfortunate positioning for ExpecT. A little bit of extra micro there would have actually been huge. He could have kept all those units alive and done really well. Now he's dropping in the natural as well. He wants to keep this going while his army is stimming to the third. The third doesn't even exist. I think ExpecT might be getting a bit ahead of himself. He's committing a little bit overly aggressively.
Well, he shows his drop over here to the right side rather than push on the right-hand side. The drop in the main, still alive, still being annoying. He's lost 1 medevac to the Stalkers. It didn't have units in it, though. And this medevac's parked in the corner of the map. Oh, the Colossus exposed! Overcharged shield battery, though, keeping it up. And not enough units from...
No, he can't take this fight. So this is one of ExpecT's weaknesses, is when he gets an advantage, he gets very sloppy with his multi-prong. He starts just kind of stimming his units in willy-nilly all over the place. He doesn't set up his pushes as well. And Nice now, taking some good trades, is taking the oomph out of that push, gets one of the medevacs. ExpecT needs to just chill out. There's no third base for Nice. Nice is not overextended. ExpecT needs to just wait, let his army grow in size a little bit, and he'll be good.
Yeah, drop in the main is going to get deflected here thanks to that Colossus. It's still macroing around trying to get more probes here. Oh, a couple more orders threatening Colossus, but got a little over-eager.
Does get a few probes though. I mean, ExpecT's got a great economy. Third command center finished up behind this, but he still hasn't even started +1 armor, Maynard. So only 1 upgrade. There we go. Armor starts up. He's got a great amount of you know, the 5 barracks bio production. The third command center is finished as an orbital. He's got Vikings coming in to help deal with the Colossi. If he keeps his tanks alive, I think this just gets better and better for ExpecT. But if he loses these tanks, suddenly Nice has got the range advantage in the Colossi, and he's going to be able to like really shave off units here and there. But oh my god, this is getting real messy. Oh.
Now, if ExpecT sieges up now and turns to fight, he's going to have a really good battle on his hands.
Oh, he
attacked
the rocks!
The siege. Oh man, misclick there.
Really messy stuff. He can't chase that army down as well. I don't think he can chase this army down. ExpecT, does he have the numbers? He's going for it. Oh, flank on the left, but he pulls back. He could have gone for it with the flank on the left of the Vikings. He absolutely could have. ExpecT misses out on killing the entire army and winning the game straight there, but he's still in a fantastic position. Most of his tanks survive that. A dicey engagement, but ExpecT has so much raw material. His third command center is almost fully saturated. His army continues to grow, and as the Viking count goes up, these Colossi become less and less of a problem.
Exactly. He's just got more workers than the Protoss because of the damage he's done earlier, slowing down the third quite a bit for that push forward. Obviously, there was no third there when he showed up, but he just caused such a commotion, such hubbub in the 2 bases of Nice that the third got super delayed, the probe count got super shaved into, and now we've got a very Marauder-heavy army with multiple Vikings, several tanks, and it's just so anti-Colossus it hurts. I don't know how ExpecT, or rather how Nice wins an engagement against this army.
He's praying to the Lord of the Balls, Maynard. He is looking for those big disruptors, and he gets a big one to start it off.
Not a bad ball at all. Yeah, it's a very good ball. But the Colossus exposed to the back end. They start to go down to the Marauders. He disengages, letting the tanks do some work here. But even just getting those 2 Colossi and pulling back is still quite nice.
Oh, the Colossi floating on up. Yeah, I think that's totally fine for ExpecT, even though it started a little messy. Just got to make sure he doesn't take any more big hits like that. Just, you know, inch your way forward. You don't need to rush this. You've still got 3 siege tanks, 4 Vikings. Range superiority is there. Zealot count getting out of control is a little scary, especially with the Archons coming in.
Ooh, another Nova there. ExpecT really taking some big hits from these Disruptors. I think the Disruptors have done an incredible job here for Nice. Kind of taking a little bit of the oomph out of this push from ExpecT on the right-hand side of the map. One Stalker just sort of running on by here, trying to distract ExpecT on the minimap.
Second eBay and Armory on the way, so he's gonna add the upgrades. Like he's gonna go to the next step. Liberators are coming in here as well. This is actually a point in the game where part of me says, hey, start multi-dropping, because his tanks are still alive. He's really just got to protect the tanks. Those tanks, like if they're sieged, he can always win a fight. If they're sieged.
Another Nova comes forward. This one clips 2 Marauders, and on the right-hand side, a free tank there for Nice. Getting rallied on in.
Oh, this is great movement by Nice. Big Zealot attack into the third base.
Oh.
Pick up for ExpecT, though. He's going to dive as well. Both players going straight up the guts of the opponent. Nobody is going to hold back. They are both trying to get the win. A recall quickly into the main, and a lot of units there. Oh, the Disruptor. The Disruptor shot is a huge way to start off this defense. Other 2 Disruptors come in, but they're not going to get the hits. Tanks take out a few of them, but in the end, I think Nice cleans up this push. That's a good hold.
Yeah, Nice is really getting job done here. He's been winning the last few scuffles against the Terran. The Disruptors have been the backbone for a lot of these fights. You know, he's been losing Colossi, he's been losing Gateway units, but the Disruptors, every time they fire their Nova, multiple Marauders are dying. They even got right in the middle of the pack of that drop there into the cluster of siege tanks, softening them all up in one blow and making it easy for the rest of his Warpins to clean them up. You see the trades there hugely in favor of Nice, and ExpecT's lead has been taken away from it.
He's still way ahead on the infrastructure in terms of the upgrades. 4th command center landing. The question is, can he withstand this attack? And he actually skipped Ghosts this game. Normally he's so quick on the Ghost production, but he skipped it and he's trying to just build Liberators. But where are those Libs? I mean, they're not sieged up right now. He doesn't have many tanks. And this is an army. That's a lot of Disruptors. Dude, he does not have the tank count to deal with that. Where are the Liberators?
Liberators coming in now, but a little late here. I feel like there's enough anti-air to fight those Liberators head on anyway. Disruptor Nova's firing into that Fireball. The Archon's doing a great job tanking. The Blinkstalker's picking off those 2 Libs as they rally on into the third base. SCV's getting minced by these laser beams. Another Disruptor from downtown. Every Nova is doing you damage, and that is GG. Nice fighting back from the brink and getting a W in the end.
Woo! Talk about climbing back, dude. He clawed his way back into that game from a disastrous position. This is a situation where he was like, I can't take a third base or build a forge for the first 10 minutes of this game. He's like, oh, this is awkward. Like, but I think he did a good job of intercepting the army with the Disruptors and really making it so the tanks couldn't siege up on his base. We were kind of talking about this yesterday in that But Always series where... And here was obviously where things went really badly for Nice. Very good.
That's massive. So much damage. But the Novas, though, like, oh
so
my
many.
god.
There was way too many of those landing. And that was the important thing, because this sort of tank army, like, it's so good when it's sieged up and spread and set up. But the Disruptors give you that ability to just throw a big shot, pull back, throw a big shot, pull back. And it becomes incredibly mechanical for the Terran to dodge those shots and keep pushing forward to get that forward siege. And yeah, it ended up being, hey, let's pick up and drop in your main YOLO. And this was a very bad choice by ExpecT. The Disruptors just put a bit too much pressure on him. The Liberators weren't sieged up here, but he was already outnumbered and outgunned. I mean, Nice had worked his way back into a great position, had a 4th base up at this point. And what a great comeback there for Nice.
Yeah. I mean, the caliber of ExpecT is quite good, but you could see there that when he was winning the game, he really got excited. Like, the blood was rushing, and he's just like, oh, I've got this. Just keep going. Go, 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 go.
Yeah.
But you know, unfortunately, when you've got the horse blinders on and you're just focused on the win, you're not thinking about your situation. You don't take that extra second just to think, because you don't have time to in professional StarCraft 2. You don't have that extra second to think. He would have disengaged, pulled back, been a little bit more conservative, and just tried to, you know, turn that lead into an even bigger lead. You know, when you're ahead, get further ahead kind of thing. And he had that all set up. He had the better worker count. He had faster upgrades, double upgrades. Going longer was better for ExpecT in that game if he wasn't throwing everything away. But unfortunately, you know, wasn't the case in game 1.
No, absolutely. And it's always hard with that sort of army that Terran has. It is so good in those frontal fights, but it lacks the mobility. It really, you've got to keep your army together to protect the tanks and the siege units. That means you can't start dropping everywhere. So Nice identified that. He had no map vision. He had no observers out. He had no defense in the main for drops. Nothing. But he realized he didn't need any of that. He's like, as long as I intercept your push and slow you down getting to my side of the map and chip at you with the disruptors, I can actually work my way back into this game. So it was nice, you know, expert understanding of his situation. And what a confidence boost. If you can't convert to a win from that situation, the rest of the series looks very difficult for ExpecT.
Indeed. Well, we're going to take a short break here, and we'll see if Nice can continue the dominance or if ExpecT can fight back. We'll see you after the break, guys. Don't go away. G'day, StarCraft fans, and welcome back to the DreamHack Masters main event here for Taiwan Fall Season. I'm Maynard, with me is Pig, and we are in the middle of our first best of 5. It is Nice versus ExpecT, but it's going kind of the way we expected, which is very nice for the Protoss.
It's yeah, very good, positive, a start that is pleasant, some would say. Yeah, many other ways to say that, Maynard. I think you gotta get ready, mate. Also, I think we will predict a lot of things that might come. There are things which we can, of course, you know,
assume
see happening before they happen, assume them, predict them, but we're gonna try to not say too much about expecting nice things to happen, because it's gonna get awkward really quickly.
Some would argue it already has, but we're gonna scrape together a broadcast here. The Taiwanese region has been notorious for some really crazy games, and I can't wait to see.
Has he done it? It's like,
Has-
come on, man.
We've
Has
had-
done it.
Taiwan has some nice games, but let's see what this guy can show us in the top left. This is ExpecT. I hate both of us very much right now.
Yeah, we're literally the worst, Maynard. Let's stop.
Yeah, let's wait.
In the bottom right, let's make it a good game for, of course, the GGG player. Good game gaming's nice.
We're gonna wake up Wardy, wake up Rotterdam, get them ready here. Like, just
Yeah.
get the EU crew to just be like, guys, we need you over on the Oceanic Taiwan broadcast. It's getting ham over there. These two guys in their coats in their bedrooms are really just ruining this.
Yeah, boxer shorts and a blazer. It's the new outfit.
In the summer season, I think that might be my outfit, but I can't justify the boxer shorts right now. It's too damn cold here in South Australia.
Now that probe there, once again scouting very early, not wanting there to be any shenanigans. So definitely feels like Nice wants to identify one base openings, proxies, before they become an issue. Doesn't want to be going down the wrong branch.
It's also interesting that ExpecT's not walled off here. He's got the barracks kind of closer to his main command center. So I'm just so used to Terrans just walling off pretty much all the time just because of how the start of PvT can sometimes go. Like, say, ExpecT wanted to go for a, I don't know, like a Max Pact or something. The old proxy gateway stuff. That kind of, I'm not going to say an auto win, but it kind of shoots yourself in the foot a little bit.
It's kind of bizarre to see that here. Now the probe wants to see if it's a Marine or not. He skipped the reactor for a long time, but then he floated it down and started it. So I don't know if he just forgot to send the SCV down or what happened there, but the barracks, I mean, that delays the reactor a good 12 seconds, something like that. Lifting it, floating it, landing it does take a little while. Depth's getting chronoed across the map. Shield battery at home for Nice, which is interesting that he invests in that so often because he is scouting no Reaper. And ExpecT hasn't built a Reaper in like his last 15 TVPs, at least not at the very beginning of the game. I think one game where he proxied barracks, but not when he's built the barracks at home. So a little surprising that there's safety batteries there. It seems like Nice just is averse to any disruptions happening on his side of the map. He wants to make sure he's in control from the start.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see the guy open a depth and just send it across the map and get a shield battery and mineral line. But again, like if there's no Reaper, then you can save that extra bit of minerals, I guess is the criticism here.
This is a really bad opening for ExpecT because he's already taking damage here just because his barracks was in the wrong spot. So a little unfortunate. He's going for that greedy third command center in the back. Adept's going to take a few hits, but has already taken out an SCV, a Marine, and wounded things. The other Adept comes in now as well, and oh my, this is getting out of hand really fast. ExpecT here, maybe a little bit of nerves, some small opening mistakes. You can see there in his camera that he's definitely focused. He's trying to make it work with these drilly boys, seeing if he can get us around.
I feel this so hard. So many of my TVPs look like this. Like, this is giving me nostalgia, actually.
Oh, nice recall as well. Sees the third command center. So how does Nice respond? I imagine he just goes and takes the third base immediately. Is actually going for a very quick Robo first build is Nice. So it's going to be a Warp Prism, probably Disruptor drop. Actually, I wouldn't mind... You know what? Colossus drop is like a game winner here, Maynard. Because there's no factory. There's no way you can get a Viking. It's just Marines. Even Stim won't be done for ages. You literally make a Colossus and go and just drop with it. Make Warp Prism speed as well. You're going to kill so many Marines, so many SCVs.
Yeah, actually, I'm with you 100%. We've actually seen Zest like go for Colossus drops as well. Like I said, strategy that does exist and can be really, really good at very high level Terrans, but ExpecT has already taken so much damage that it just makes complete sense. And there it is. Prism speed and Colossus coming out. Nice, doing exactly what you suggested.
Nice nose. I mean, you see a Terran here who doesn't really have any tech. The whole point with this build order is it's super greedy. You're meant to get your Marines out on time, your bunker on time, and you're meant to hide the third command center, but ExpecT just messed up at the start. And this is something, I mean, I'd love to be like, oh, this is unacceptable. No, it's every Terran's done this. You're just a little bit off in your timings at the start. Nice committed very hard to chronoing the Adepts across the map, and he's found massive, massive damage with it. Great scouting information. And I'll tell you what, nothing is more fun than dropping laser giraffes into a Terran's base when all they've got is Marines to defend it. It feels like so much fun.
Fun for the Protoss, definitely. Yeah. I'd imagine ExpecT probably thinks, you know what, I've had better games of StarCraft.
Absolutely. I mean, he still could come back. Warp Prism flew into a Cyclone in the previous game. Maybe it'll fly into some Marines or a missile turret. Fingers crossed for ExpecT. He needs something like that to happen. He's getting a little close to a supply block as that Colossus comes on in and says, let me help you with that.
Yeah, and the Marines coming forward, obviously they do have stim.
No.
It's a stim to retreat, not a stim to engage.
Yeah.
Prism still has that pickup range. Oh, this is brutal. Brutal, brutal,
This
brutal.
is game over. Those Adepts and the Colossus, this is actually like not killable.
There it is. GG. Honestly, that was just the strategy of Nice really working out. Kind of the build from ExpecT not being already not a good start, but also just executing not super great against what Nice decided to do in that particular game. And sometimes StarCraft be like that.
Sometimes StarCraft be like that. True words never been spoken, Maynard. It's just a few little slip-ups early on. Barracks in the wrong spot is always really bad. So then, if he had the bunker on time, got the wall up, might have been okay. But I mean, the first Adept already killed an SCV and a Marine, which is crazy damage. Delayed the command center as well, and then to get 2 Adepts in the base, it was like, oh my lord.
Yeah, that's so brutal.
Just crazy damage.
Yeah, this has happened to me so many times where I'm just like a little bit slow on the trigger on the depot, and then the 2 Adepts get in, and then they get recalled out, and I'm just like, oh, come on. And then I yell, and then the chat sends me lols and donation messages saying, hey, Maynard, have you tried winning?
Well, that's why we felt, I felt kind of good about myself when I saw Probe forget that pylon in game 1 against Mio yesterday and then lose because of it. I was like, I shouldn't feel good about this, but I feel like vindicated that someone so much better than me could also just be 10 seconds late on their pylon for a silly reason, And that happens. Sometimes here, you've got a Terran player who's just a little off on that opening, put his barracks in the wrong spot, had to float it around, bunker was late, and it's a longer rush distance map, you're not really expecting the Adepts to commit so hard. Nice was like, no, we'll just see if we get something, and was like, oh, okay, that's an accidental victory. This is meant to be scouting with the Adepts, maybe kill 1 Marine. It's a light pressure, but he ends up basically winning the game with his opening, and that is where you just feel like, oh, this series is in the hand. This is a 3-0. There's no way I'm even going to drop a map. Like, Nice is feeling so confident right now.
Yeah, game 1 was a little dicey, but game 2, completely dominant. Very, very, very one-sided. There was no point at any moment in that game, except for when he had a command center and 12 SCVs that ExpecT was in ahead of Nice in that game. We're going to get into map number 3 here pretty shortly. Obviously, looking really good for the Protoss here at the moment. What was the third map? I've actually forgotten the map, or rather the picks and bans. So Lightshade, okay, there we go.
What was map 1? Yeah.
Yeah, we got Lightshade as map 3, is it?
2000 Atmospheres was his first map pick. So this is ExpecT's map pick again, Lightshade, yeah. 3 racks is what I'd expect to see here from this man in the bottom right-hand side of the map. Let's see if his opening can be a little bit tighter this time around. It is ExpecT.
The top left already looking pretty tight. This guy from Good Game Gaming. 1 map from victory and a rematch against Haas. This is Nice. Or as we like to call him here, Nice.
Nice. Probe once again coming out real early. Nice just wants to make sure there's no surprises, and he's done it really well. What I really would have loved to see from ExpecT is when that probe runs behind your mineral line, you can like swap out the SCV that's chasing it. So you pull one from the mineral line, get in front of it, and then you get the other SCV that's chasing it to just go back to mining and replace it. So you don't really lose any mining. It's a little bit of micro, but it means you intercept the shield regen. Like at this moment, imagine if an SCV pulled in front of it, you get a hit, and then its shields isn't unable to regenerate. Just means that Nice can't be as annoying with that probe as he's been. But to be fair, ExpecT hot on his tail this time, hasn't taken as much damage as the previous games, and 2 drills do beat 1 little Tazy boy.
Does indeed. So I do, obviously the opening going a little bit better for ExpecT already. Nice going Cybercore before Nexus here. So also kind of either respecting the fact that there could be something a little bit more sinister from the Terran, but also could potentially be aggressive with this as well. That is...
Oh my god, that is so annoying. So that stops the reactor going down, and he's like, hey, you're already struggling to defend in that previous game. You need to get a bunker down on that low ground on time. This he's just gonna let it finish, dude. Oh, ExpecT was waiting for him to cancel it. Oh, ExpecT. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad.
I'm if the camera comes back on me, I'm maybe sideways because of how hard I'm tilting on behalf of ExpecT right now on all Terran players.
Wait, where is the adept? Oh, it's just popping out. It's a little late, isn't it?
It seems all right. It's the first adept is out now. Yeah, maybe.
I think maybe a couple seconds late. But I do think he should have just put the barracks in a position there where it was like kind of walling off. But I think it's fine. He didn't scout, so, you know, ExpecT has a pretty smooth amount of mining, didn't sacrifice the minerals. He's building a Widow Mine to help back this up. That adept coming in hard and fast. That bunker, get in the Marine. Get in there, Marine.
Get in the Marine bunker. Oh my god. ExpecT. Oh, he's so lucky that Marine's still alive.
He didn't finish the wall off, though. Not for long, Maynard. Not for long. That adept, the destroyer of worlds here, the SCVs say, Revenge of the drill!
She's out of there. And she joins her sister in battle. Oh, the Widow Mine! It just gets in there.
Oh! Nice here is doing his best party impression and is basically winning 2 games in a row with his first couple of gateway units. This is massive damage. This is absolutely hamstringing ExpecT. This is huge from Nice.
Yeah, I don't even think he's lost a unit yet, and he's done a good bit of slowdown here on ExpecT. Obviously, with the okay, he's lost a probe. There we go, and a pylon. Obviously, the one that he blocked the natural with. But this is the magic number here of adepts. You can one-shot Marines, one-shot SCVs, and this is the power of the adept against a bunker for your static defense here as a Terran. Is that the shades don't need to respect the bunker. If you can get onto the right side of the mineral line, you can just infinitely deny mining until the Terran has enough units or some kind of factory unit out to actually slow it down.
Yeah, this is really rough right now, and there's going to be a prism coming in. Immortal is building behind that as well. Bunch of adepts going to unload in that main base. Do we see a warp in as well? I wouldn't mind it for Nice, but he's almost supply blocked, unfortunately. So just 2 adepts at the front. And going to see what he can do. Maybe elevate those. No, he's going to shade 3 in the natural to snipe the SCVs behind the mineral line, and 4 adepts going to hit the main. It's going to be a killer harassment. Only a few Marines around to defend this. Nice is going for the win right now. This adept harass is doing a huge amount.
Certainly. It really seems like it's between a rock and a hard place here for this Terran. And it's a rock, a hard place, and then also a warp prism and a bunch of adepts. That's a lot to be stuck in between. The tank has popped out, which is obviously, like I said, the factory unit is important here for holding adepts, but when there's this many, and also the prism, I just don't see how ExpecT cleans this up and stabilizes here.
Laser Frisbees coming in hard on the Terran base as these adepts just smashing at the prism, picking up and dodging just about everything so far. The adept's going to go after the siege tank. SCVs do pull for the repair, and the Immortal, though, says, I do not care about your repair, SCVs. I do way too much damage.
Yeah, and the Viking's going to shoot back the War Prism here, but it's going to be a ghost town here in the natural as the tank dies to the Immortal. The Adepts clean up a lot of the Marines. SCV pull looks like it might be enough. In fact, the Immortal might die to the Viking. Oh, never mind. Hello, War Prism.
Prism saves it. Still up 10 workers here is Nice. Building more Stalkers and Immortals. Wants to just finish the game, sensing that, of course, victory is very close to being within his grasp. He wants that rematch against Haas. I mean, Haas really smashed through Nice yesterday with a rather dominating series. 3-1. And Nice wants that rematch, you know. He knows he's going to be going to the finals with a 0-1 advantage, but he doesn't want to waste any more energy here in this PvT. So nice decisive play. Twilight probably into charge behind it. Keeps warping in units. He's just looking for the kill.
Yep, just going to continue to pressure and bully the Terran into their natural. Not going to let him even think about getting a third base. He's so concerned about holding this 2-base aggression from the Protoss. Multiple Immortals are going to be a death sentence here for ExpecT, who's so reliant on the tank to hold here. And he has got 1 Viking to handle these Stalkers, but there's a bunch of Stalkers in range of that Viking. And if that goes down, the Prism once again just has free reign over the main base of the Terran here.
Oh, man. That tank goes down before the medevac can save it. The other tank comes in, dealing some decent damage. The Viking almost going to kill the Prism, but the Stalkers are threatening the focus. So many SCVs have gone down, and a clutch recall there to save the big boy Immortals, the valuable units. ExpecT here is left bleeding and battered at the end of that fight, while Nice says 8 gates and charge and Archons is going to be my next step. My 2-base economy has not been touched. You haven't even left your side of the map. Can we see ExpecT's map vision? Because I don't think he's been outside of his base.
I don't think so either. Yeah. No, he's had this much vision of his natural. The bunker is the vision that he's had. Oh, and also this Viking on the left side of the main. And this is just the the dominant the level of Nice. He's just such a stronger player, and this is the reason why Haas and Nice have been top 2 in this region, is because they are a different level. And this is what happens sometimes when you get a brand new player to the round of 4. ExpecT being in the round of 4 is obviously fantastic. A career best finish for him. If it seems like everything is leaning towards the fact that he's going to lose this 3rd game here, it's still awesome that he's gotten this far. I don't think, once again, sorry for the name pun, but I don't think he expected this at all. He knows that Nice is the hardest working Taiwanese player. He's extremely high level. His PvT is incredible, and he's showing those PvT muscles here today, flexing on ExpecT his last 3 games.
Well, this is a great way to exert your skill as well, is just throw a whole bunch of spanners in the works and say, hey, how can you handle these? The depth's coming in, this pylon just to disrupt your barracks. ExpecT panicked. He's like, oh, you're going to cancel that, and just stared at it. His barracks did nothing for like 30-40 seconds. He needed to immediately build the reactor. Bit too behind from there. Zealot Archon Immortal comes in. Those tanks just disappear to the Immortal shots. Prism pulls back from the Viking. Those Archons are slaying the SCVs. Yeah,
they certainly are. The Stim Bioball, though, getting rid of all that front line, and all things considered, I would like to call this a good fight for ExpecT, but it just does not matter. There is just too much here from the Protoss. The Prism even goes down. Like this is just ExpecT making lemonade with these lemons, but it is lemons, and it is so bitter. It's going to be a 3-0 by looks of things here. There's just nothing left for the Terran, unfortunately, at this point. Nice has done too good of a job for the last 6 minutes or so. ExpecT just doesn't have the numbers.
Beautiful game by Nice to close out the series. Previous game, he got the kind of accidental victory and said, okay, well, if this is working, let's pile it on. Let's keep on going. ExpecT, of course, is just kind of slowly swallowing the situation he's in. You do not leave tournament games unless you know deep within your soul that there is a 0% chance of winning. And even when you're casting your mind around in this desperate situation, saying, okay, I'm probably dead, you still have to stay in there and fight it out until you are literally exhausted of every option.
If you are one of those people that's sitting there seriously going, lol, just leave, bro, this is embarrassing, or, oh my god, this is so BM from ExpecT to stay in here, this isn't a ladder game, all right? This is a match point of a tournament for thousands of dollars. This is the career choice of both these players. If they stick around in the game to try and find any possible, even 0.1% of a chance to get any opening to be able to claw their way back in this game, they're going to try and do it. So don't be that guy.
Well, it's terrible mindset to just be like, well, I'm behind, I should leave now. Like, how many times in the history of StarCraft have we seen players leave games where they still had a chance? It's always better to be on the fantasy side of things, where you've got one Banshee you're microing for 23 minutes straight while your command center's in the corner, than on the Idra side of you're winning and you literally leave the game because you didn't like how one fight looked.
Yes, and those moments when you leave a one game because you like to GG really quickly, talked about for 11 years, but that one time that you stayed in the game for an extra couple minutes because you thought maybe you could win is not, because that's very standard for tournament level players. Unfortunately for Nice, that was, or rather for ExpecT, that was a very one-sided series in the end. Game 1 had some moments of brilliance for sure, but after Game 2, oh man, he just got bullied.
Yeah. What a D-bag. This pylon is just such a nice disruption, and that's such a big delay, man. He needed to get that reactor down way quicker. So a little bit delayed on all of that. Didn't close the wall off. I really think he should have plugged the wall with something, even though it seems kind of annoying to do that with your build order. But the follow-up was just non-stop aggression and trading, and the Terran was always just short of having the pieces they needed to get back in it.
Yeah, there was some good fights for ExpecT towards the end, but like this particular fight, I thought was actually quite good for ExpecT. Like, he traded really well, but Nice knows that he doesn't need to be efficient here at this point, because at this like moment in the game, he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm losing like 1,000 gas worth of units here. I don't care. I've already won the game. I just need another warp in round. ExpecT is running on fumes, and I know this because I'm a professional level player.
Indeed. There's a point where it doesn't have to be, oh, I need to take the most perfect fight. No. You just need to trade your stuff against their stuff. And as long as you are forcing a fight there, they're not going to have the material to absolutely crush you. And you've just got more coming.